Welcome back to M Hood Fishing, everybody. Very windy day, all day, up around 17 or worse. This afternoon is going to be windy too. The wind is predicted to lay down after 6, pretty much after sunset. For the moment, I've decided to come to this ditch because on days like this, it tends to be, especially when it's out of the southeast, the wind, it tends to be protected by it, and to a great degree it is. So we're going to explore, starting with this spot that I usually do. Pretty much a perch thing, but who knows what all we will catch. We have 3 rods dedicated to that. Woo! Perhaps that was that baby alligator that was here last time I came here. All right, what do we got going on here? And we have 3 rods, but one is for jig, the artificial. We'll start under the cork. One is tied up for a drop shot for red wiggler, and the other one is under a cork for red wiggler, red worms. That's, people are like, why do you call them that? Well, there was a period of time where a company had red worms branded as red wigglers for many years down here. Now, I don't believe they exist. I haven't seen that in a while. You just get used to calling something by a certain brand name, you know. This is the one that I currently get. Mostly it's at Walmart, right? But you can find this at other places as well. Freshly dug fishing bait. Bill Dance. I'm going to start out with the cork. There's a size 6 Aberdeen. Just a little piece of worm. I'm going to thread him on, but not all the way. I want a little bit hanging off. That will attract the fish faster. If there's just a little bit all the way on the hook, probably just going to end up getting mostly little things. It looks like I don't have a lot hanging off, but that's because he has kind of retracted. Once he stretches out, there'll be actually a lot hanging off. About 18 inches under the cork. I don't see that little alligator. I think that was him that spooked when I started down this embankment. Well, he's not like right over here bothering me. He might be somewhere in that stuff, or he hightailed it away. The last time I was here, I had a lot of trouble, fun kind of trouble, with him chasing my corks. Yes. So I'm going to keep just a few of these. Whoa! Whoa! No, we're not keeping that one. All right, I'm not going to keep many. Just a few. Mostly this will be catch and release. I'll keep 2 to 4. Because I might go out somewhere later for another video. I might not. I've got errands to run as well, but I might not be able to do them later. Where I'm thinking about going, there we go. That is way too small. Where I'm thinking about going later, I can actually get bait, but it's always nice to show up with some fresh bait. Little bluegill. Most of these bites are coming right here. All right, so we're right at a culvert, right? Boom, there we go. Oh, that's a good size for bait, but that is not a good fish for bait. So right here, we're at a culvert, and it's made of corrugated steel, and that corrugated steel ends about right there. If you can imagine a line right there in the water right there. So this is shallower, and then it's a drop off and it's deep. We're getting all our bites right here in the corrugated steel area. That sun just came out from behind the clouds. Gotta put the shades on. I'm kind of hoping that it disappears soon. We might see some rain, but I don't think we will. There is a slight chance of it. This overcast, however, should make it an interesting session. There, oh, we had something there for a second. Lots of hits, still have the same amount of bait. They haven't taken anything from me yet. Here we go. Another cichlid, bigger than that first one. They're just going to come heavy and fast. We're going to be hitting a lot of cichlids because there's a lot in this ditch. Whoa, settle down. It's right around 4, so we don't have too long relatively till sunset, and I will probably jet right before sunset and not come back out to do another video until at least 3 to 4 hours later, because the mosquitoes, even though it's October, the mosquitoes are horrendous right now in this area. You know, they're huge. They're the size of BBs, almost the size of a pea. Another small one. At least it's not a cichlid. Oh, that one took a lot of bait. So we're just going to, because I play the kalimba a lot, I've got long thumbnails, which allows me to do that one-handed, splice it in half. Despite the high wind, for the moment, this ditch is fairly clean, relatively. I mean, in comparison to what it has been in the past. Along with that factor, cleaner water and overcast, I'm actually hoping to do some fun fishing with jigs. But I think we got to bide our time. See, we're not fully protected by the wind. The wind just, you know, a current of wind just hit us pretty good right there. Might have to give up on the drop shot. I'm sorry, the float, and go to the drop shot. But at the moment, the wind's not playing too much havoc with my float. However, the one thing that the wind is going to do is push a lot of floaty garbage. There's not that much of it today, so we should be okay. But yeah, that's probably not the last leaf we're gonna pull off the hook. This is right at that transition point. What do we got? Another gill. Right over the drop off again. It's kind of why I'm keeping at 18 inches, so my bait can naturally float down further in the column in these deeper spots, because this corner of this ditch is deeper compared to a lot of it. I'm thinking of venturing down this ditch, going towards the wild bit. There might be, we might be able to visit a couple of deeper spots, but this might be the deepest. So yeah, this usually holds the most decent fish, but you can find decent sized panfish all over this ditch. It does have bass. Once in a while, succotae show up in it. Gotcha. Oh, a little bigger, just because it's a cichlid again. I'm gonna rebait one more time for this spot. Well, there's a lot of little bites all over this ditch right now. There we go, gotcha. And that is a keeper piece of bait right there. Yeah, you're right. That keeper piece of bait did not strip my bait. I still have a sufficient amount over there. Let's see if there's more keeper pieces of bait over there. Third time is supposed to be the charm. If it's not, oh, look at this. There we go. Ah, yes, it is. The third time is the charm. There we go. Number 2, second piece of bait right there. If I do go where I want to go, showing up with 2 pieces of bait is fine, because it's a spot where I will get other types of bait. However, we will pull away from this corner and venture a little bit. Might end up with more bait, but let's go to spots I've not been to. I'm actually not too far from the corner, not too close either. I've never been able to fish this spot because of an intense amount of overgrowth in the past, which has been cleared. I don't know this spot. I've never fished it. I have tried to fish it from that bank before, but as you can see, that is overgrown clearly. So I don't know if it's deep. I did look at it earlier before coming here, and I can tell you that it had a lot of fish activity in it earlier. So we're just fishing a jig because we don't think it's like a super deep spot. We're less than a foot underneath that cork. Whoa. I'm glad that rock fell when I stepped off it, not when I stepped on it. Wow. Now this is an echo spot. As long as something doesn't shoot out of here like a rocket at me out of the dark, you never know. Unicorn alligator with wings or something, jet propelled. Yeah, I don't see it happening, but man, it always could, right? Fear is fear. Fear of the unknown is probably the worst. Just not knowing what is going to happen. No unicorn alligators today. Oh, there we go. Oh, yes. Can you see what that is? Look at that. I don't know if we're going to get them. I don't have a net with me. That's a spotted gar. Whoa, we didn't. That's fine, though. That was fun. Let's see, did he mess up the line? You can tell sometimes when you touch the line. No, I don't see any obvious problem with the line. However, you can see that he did mess up. He almost took us off there, but yeah, it's all good. When I was a kid, a little kid in Texas growing up, I would dream of living in Louisiana, because when I was really little, I was told by some distant family that came from Louisiana that everybody had this in their backyard, and I believed it, and I thought, wow, that would be awesome, because to go fishing sometimes I had to go a long ways, right? And I thought, wow, how lucky how lucky could you be just to have it in your backyard? It's not true. Not everybody in Louisiana has this in their backyard, but there are people, and a fair amount, and that's what it is. Sometimes it's bigger than this, other times it's this or smaller, but yeah, pretty awesome to have this in your backyard. Awesome. It is awesome. Let me tell you though, it's time for us to move on. Let's go back to the corner, spend a little more time there, and then I gotta move on with my afternoon. Back here at the corner, I'm going to switch to the drop shot. It's a size 6 Aberdeen with red worm on it because the wind is picking up, the jig isn't being that productive, and it's just something different than fishing under the cork. I did try fishing through the grate back there, which gets you further back, and that came to no avail, nothing. Let's just dip down right here for a hot sec to see if there's still fish right here where the corrugated is close to ending. Oh, I had a bite right there. Drop shotting the worm puts the worm right in the fish's face if they're hanging right off the bottom. There we go, we had a hit. Still have bait. Yeah, there's a bunch of little stuff hanging out right here. There we go. Little tiny things. If I had some other gear here, I would fish this for bass under the cork, but we are not. All right, now I'm going to try right at the drop off. See if there's bigger things hanging out right there. Oh, we had a hit. There we go. Nope, not much bigger. Not by far. Gotcha. Yes. Oh. That was a piranha. What happened? The line broke. Okay. I tell you what, let's elect to be lazy. Well, you know, that means we're just not going to tie back up because it's late in the day. The wind is getting worse. And we have 2 rods ready to go. So I'll go back to under the cork because it's not that bad down there, but it's getting that bad up here. But we're not float fishing up here on top. This is probably one of my favorite childhood dreams because it's very obtainable. You know, a lot of things we dream about when we're kids are a little bit of a stretch, especially if they involve unicorns and Smurfs and whatever. Right off the bat. Okay, I was about to redo the float over there towards that far bank, and I'm still getting a bite. Let's go ahead and redo that. About right there. That's the area where we had the break off. It was probably a bad spot in the line. Not sure what that fish was. Kind of looked like a cichlid to me. My float is lisping in a weird way. You see that? Let's just watch, let it happen. There it go, it's moving. There we go. We got you. Cichlid. Gotcha, yes. Lots of cichlids hanging out over there. That's probably what broke me off. Not this one, but just, you know, cichlid. Back in my little squat spot here. Yeah, you're right. Thanks for watching, guys, because that's enough of messing around in ditches for today. But I love it. Childhood dream and all that. Yeah, you're right. If it's obtainable, and you've been dreaming about it since you were maybe shorter than this grass here, why not go for it? Yeah, you're right. Thanks for watching. Liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and I will see you next time.